Hey, what's up guys, and thanks for tuning into the channel. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the SH Figuarts Majin Buu Fat Buu version from Dragon Ball Z. But before we get started, if you haven't yet already done so, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss another awesome review. Now, personally, I just thought this was a good way to get this figure reviewed right after Super Buu was reviewed, because I reviewed this guy due to the newly announced reissue of this figure. So in that video, I made a comparison with this guy, and I thought, why not? This is a perfect opportunity to review this big guy as well. So just to let you guys know, he's not getting a reissue or anything, not that we know of at least. Bandai didn't announce anything, but hopefully they do reissue this guy as well, because he's a very, very interesting and very unique figure, and I definitely do think that he's worth picking up. So before we get started, let's take a quick look at the box. It's a very, very big box, which of course is pretty normal because Fat Buu is pretty fat. He's very big, he's very tall, and he's very chunky. So you see him, he's being all cute, throwing his sticking his tongue out at you, and we see Dragon Ball Z here. We do see this is the red Bandai logo, so this is actually before Bandai actually decided to change their logo to blue in order to kind of cater towards the adult collectors. So there's that. We got Majin Buu. We got a nice pink background there in the back. We got him eating chocolates at the top here. He's looking a little evil here. We see the instructions. Hello. We got the Majin symbol. On the side here, we got him looking evil again. He's got these big pudgy hands, as well as a nice smiley face right there. And on the bottom, we just got him looking all happy. Majin Buu. On the side here, we got Majin Buu. And on the back here, we get your typical kind of product shots for SH Figuarts. Now, something that I realize is between this guy and the Super Buu version of the figure, they're both called Majin Buu. There's actually no differentiation between these two, whereas to discriminate that this guy is the Fat Buu version and this guy is the Super Buu version. So I actually thought that was kind of interesting, why they didn't opt to put that differentiation between these two. So that is that. Just something I wanted to point out, but without further ado, here is everyone's favorite Dragon Ball villain. So this is Fat Buu. One thing right off the bat is he is quite light, and of course he is mostly hollow. If this guy was a solid piece of plastic, he'd be weigh quite a bit, and he'd probably be worth a lot more too. So we do see very, very nice paint. We got some gold trims all around his vest here, as well as the gold Majin symbol on his belly. We do see he has these big, baggy kind of pants here, which it's really hard to tell, but I think there is a little bit of a wash on there as well. He's got yellow boots and yellow gloves here. He's got a nice kind of purplish, I don't know what the color actually is. I'm just going to call it purple cape that kind of wraps around the front of his neck and comes down to the back. And he does have a three-piece cape that you do have to attach yourself. Hopefully I can actually pop these out, because I do plan to put this guy back in the box, and it was pretty hard putting these pieces in. So I think I'm going to have a hard time taking these pieces out. So there is that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. The face is very, very cute. And we got these little slit eyes, this nice slit mouth, and we do have some shading kind of on his chin and between his eyes. And of course, we also get some air vents on his head and on the sides of his arms. And yeah, that's about it. Now, in terms of articulation, head is on a ball joint. Base of the neck is also on a ball joint, but because of how fat he is, he doesn't really get that much motion out of it. For the arms, he does have a butterfly joint that goes out to about here. It does get a little gampy, but that's not too bad. He has a ball joint in his shoulder that goes all the way around, and he has a hinge that goes to about 90. He has a bicep rotation here, as well as a double bend at the elbow that gets you just to about past 90. He has a ball joint at the wrist. Getting the arms out of the way. He only has one torso joint, sadly, because of how fat he is. Most of the Dragon Ball figures have two torso joints, but because he is who he is, like I said, he only has one joint. But it is a ball joint. You can get a little bit of motion side to side, front to back, as well as a little bit of rotation. So there is that. In terms of the legs kick forward to about here, but they don't really go that far back, because we see the big butt piece is one solid piece. The leg only stops right here. It can't get any further back. They do go out to the side quite a bit. He actually does a really good splits. This is better than most of the other Dragon Ball figures. And if you actually see here, this is all covered up, so this is really nice. In terms of a thigh rotation, it's basically where the black leg joins up with the white piece, and we do have a rotation there. We have a knee bend that goes to just past 90, barely. And we also have a double jointed ankle, which is actually quite stiff, which I understand because of how big this guy is. If the ankles aren't stiff, it's going to have a hard time standing up. And of course, toe pivot to about there. So pretty standard SH Figuarts articulation, a little bit lackluster compared to some of the other ones, but you really can't complain just because of how big and pudgy this guy is. So yeah, oh yeah, and the cape, I totally forgot about that. So there is a hinge, you can probably see there. There's a hinge right there, as well as this part can rotate, and that's the same. And this piece has fallen already, so yeah, there is that. I'm just gonna leave this off for the sake of the review, because actually there's more articulation when I take this piece off. So, all right. Okay, let's take a look at some of the accessories. So I guess if you want to call the cape piece an accessory, you can, but basically you're supposed to actually attach this to the figure, so I wouldn't really call this an accessory piece. So 3-piece cape, there is that. He comes with a few additional hands. So he has the fists that are on him right now. He has 2 pointing finger hands. I know you can barely tell they're pointing the finger, as well as 2 holding hands. And you might be thinking, what is he holding? And here it is. So he has a piece of chocolate, and this is actually very cute. I think this is a very cute accessory that they really didn't have to include with this guy, but they opted to. And it's actually very nicely painted as well. So this bottom part is white. The outer wrapping is white. The inner wrapping is actually foil, which is actually how most chocolate bars are. And of course, the chocolate itself is painted in a nice brown. We can see the chocolate molding detail as well. So yeah, very, very nice. And to hold it, basically, he would just slide this in between his hands. You can just hold it with one hand, or you can hold it with 2. So he's just really having his fun, just chomping on his chocolate. So yeah, that is that. And in terms of heads, we have the neutral head on him right now. We have the happy, kind of sticking his tongue out. And we also have the slightly angry, looking a little evil, like I'm gonna get you kind of face. So you can actually see his eyes and his pupils. And of course, just a ball joint. You will pop that head off. You will pop this on. And there you go. So yeah, that is that. Now, getting on to comparisons. Here we have him next to the Super Buu version, which I reviewed in the previous video. As we can see, he is a little bit taller, but he is way slimmer than this guy. So that is that. Also same MAJIN symbol, same kind of pants, except he actually has a little bit of shading in his pants, which I really do appreciate. Whereas this guy didn't really, even if there is some shading, it's very, very minimal. And here we have Goku. As we can see, he's clearly dwarfed by this big, fat, pudgy villain turned hero eventually. So yeah, that is that. So, Majin Buu, what do I think about these figures? Final thoughts. This is a very, very nice figure. He's a very unique figure. He's very big, probably, I would say, in terms of overall dimension, one of the biggest SH Figuarts Dragon Ball figures, if you don't include the Grade 8 Vegeta as well as Shenron. Those guys are in a class of their own, but other than that, he is quite big in all proportions. Articulation is actually pretty good for someone his size. When I initially got him, I didn't really expect too much articulation, but actually kind of messing with him, I really find that he actually has quite a bit of decent articulation. Paintwork and sculpting is very, very nice. I love all the detailing on his pants. I love that MAJIN symbol on his belt. I love the fact that he comes with a cape, even though it is 3-piece and you have to put it on yourself. I don't really see that as a turnoff. I think that's pretty cool that he even comes with that. And the best accessory, like I said, is this chocolate bar. And this is totally Buu. It just screams Buu, and I'm really glad that they did include this with the figure. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to let me know by hitting that thumbs up button. And until next time, guys, take care. Bye.